Welcome everyone to the next lecture of Osha online training. Today our topic is electrical safety. Our today lecture outlines are electrical terms, main hazards of electricity, precautions against electricity, and then protection devices against electricity. Electrical operations are very common in every kind of industry. Without electrical operations, some work can't be done. So in that case, electrical operation can't be avoided, but the hazards involved with electricity is really huge and it can harm and cause fatalities or death. But first we have to understand what is electricity, some electrical terms, then its hazards, how we can protect ourselves and the worker from it, and then some of the protection devices which are commonly used in industry. So the first thing is electrical terms. The first concept is volt or pressure difference or voltage. The unit of measurement of electrical pressure is called volt. When there is a pressure difference, for example, there is a 2 volt at one point and 0 volt at another point, then there is basically a voltage difference and electrical current will flow. So voltage is the electric pressure. Now what is current? As I have told you that the electric current will travel from one point to the next point when there is a voltage difference. Now what is ampere? The unit of measurement of electric current in a wire. When a current flow in a wire, it basically means that there is an electricity in the wire and it flows when there is a voltage difference from one point to another. So the unit of current is basically ampere. Next is resistance and its unit is ohm. The unit of measurement of electrical resistance in a wire is called ohm. When there is a resistance to the electric current in a wire, it means that there is a resistance. It is in the case of conductors and insulators as well. Now what is conductor and what is insulator? So a material that allow to pass electrical current is called conductor, and a material which do not allow the flow of electricity or electric current is called insulator. There are some materials through which electric current can be passed, for example copper, steel and water. So through them electricity or electric current will pass, but from plastic, rubber and wood electric current would not pass, but from other materials like plastic, rubber and wood electric current would not pass because they are insulator and they don't allow the flow of electric current. We will not go into a very depth of chemistry because here we are going to teach OSHA, so we have to just understand the overall concept. Now, what are some of the main hazards of electricity? What are hazards involved with electricity? So remember, be safe. B means burns. Electricity can burn you. Shock, you can come in contact with live parts. The shock can be direct and indirect as well. It is indirect when the conductor is supposed to be live. When there is a live conductor, a wire, etc., and when you come in contact with it, so it means that it is a direct current or direct shock. And next is indirect contact, coming in the conductor which is not live in the normal situation but it gets live due to some fault in electricity, then it's called indirect contact. Both of them are dangerous and produces electric shock. Next is arcing, and the fourth one is fire and explosion. Arcing means that when there is an electrical flow from one point to another point, or when there are two wires and the electricity jumps from one point to another point and a fire is produced and it basically burns the insulators, so it is called arcing. You may have seen the buzzing of certain kind of electric arcing. When it happened, there is an arcing and a glow, so it means that it's arcing. It happened in normal situation and it basically endanger the socket or the outlet insulator. Electricity may produce fire, it may also produce explosion. So these are some of the hazards. Now, what are some of the precautions which we can take against electricity? First, we have to reduce voltage operation. Try to reduce the operations which are related with voltage. Next is residual current circuit breakers. Residual current circuit breakers are basically devices which breaks the electric circuit, and when there is electrical shock, so it basically break the electric circuit and stop the electricity. We will see residual current circuit breakers in the next slide. Protect against overload. We should have to avoid the overload electric current. Overload electricity means that we should avoid or protect the workers against huge number of current flow in the wire because it warm the electric wire and in turn melt the wire and produce a burn. Cables insulated, you should have to insulate the cable. Insulation means that the cable should be surrounded with insulated material. Sufficient socket outlet. The outlet of the socket should be sufficient, so when arcing happen, as we have discussed in the previous slide, it should be strong enough to fight against the arcing. Correct maintenance and repair. The safety officer should have to take the electrician and should make sure that everything relating to electricity is in a good position, and repair and maintenance should be done regularly. There should be a regular inspection by the safety officer with the help of electrician. Competent staff should be there who can deal with all these things. Now, in the last, there are some of electrical protection devices. The first picture is basically residual circuit breaker. This device helps when there is an electrical shock, so it basically breaks the electric circuit. Fuses should be used. Earthing, electrical operations which happens in the industry, there should be a proper earthing. So when electrical shock or electrical hazard happens, so in that case the electricity move in the earth and not injured a worker. There should be a proper isolation of different wires and these kind of things. There should be reduced voltage operation. Battery operated tools are best because don't have a very high voltage and the electric shock is not that much severe. Double insulation should be made. When there is double insulation, so our worker is really protected from the electrical hazard. This is a battery, so battery kit should be used, and circuit breakers. So these are some of the protection devices. Hope it helps you a lot. See you in the next video.